Don't make live now. Hein?
Oui. You ready?
Yeah.
So I will put the video first and then the mic.
Namaskar, dear speakers, and welcome. Welcome to our live stream sessions. So today's or tonight topic is actually question answers. That means you can ask your questions freely about spirituality, spiritual practice, or obstacle that you may face about spirituality, or questions also that you may have about concept or understanding about spirituality or spiritual practice. In today's session, we will have guests. That means some will come, they will come live, and they will share their questions, like by voice, and I will interact with them. And the remaining will also take questions through the chat. So on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, we have seekers that will be collecting your questions. So you can already start asking your questions. We will collect them. So before we start, first I would like to introduce myself in short. My name is Cyriac, and I come from France. I'm doing spiritual practice for more than 20 years. I live in India for more than 10 years in an ashram where I practice spirituality. And I also travel in different parts of the world to conduct workshops. And now for the past 2 years, I am in Europe, or presently in Germany, where we also have online workshops. We used to travel also quite around Europe, but we hope to restart soon as Corona now has reduced. And about SSRF, SSRF is an acronym of the Spiritual Science Research Foundation, and it was founded in 2006 with the blessing of His Holiness Dr. Hattabuli, who is a source of inspiration of SSRF. And on SSRF, we have more than 740 articles on different subjects and different topics about spiritual phenomenon, the way of life, about spiritual practice. So I invite you, of course, to read and study the different articles. As well, we have another platform where we have more than 50 online meetings, called also satsang, and they are free of charge. It is done as our spiritual practice and offering to God. And we have seekers coming from all over the world, it is in different languages as well. And we have seekers who actually also satsang. So everyone is welcome, and you can register. We'll also, during this lecture, paste also the link, different link where you can always join us and contact us. And about MAV, MAV is a University of Spirituality. We call also Maharishi University of Spirituality, where we do a lot of research using biofeedback device. And we have a research center in Goa, India. And in conjunction with SSRF, we publish also many of those research, and they are in our website. So of course, I invite you as well on YouTube channel, where we have many videos available for you to see. So before we start our live stream tonight, what we do usually to achieve some level of concentration and some calmness, we can chant or meditate for around 2 to 3 minutes. So what I will ask you to do, I ask you to close your eyes, try to concentrate. Either you can meditate, either you can chant, or you can focus on your own breath, and in the background we will play the divine name. And after that, we will start the live stream.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
So, dear speaker, we can open your eyes. And for those who are just joining, welcome to our live stream. And today it is question and answers. So just you can ask any questions about spirituality, spiritual practice, any concept or misconcept that you have about spirituality or spiritual practice. So feel free. We have two seekers who will be moderating your chat that is on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So we'll be collecting. And how we'll proceed today? We will have actually guests, as means some of you will come and will speak. We will interact with few of them. They will ask also their questions. And the remaining will be some also in the chat. So I think we can start now joining. I think we can start with Vandana. I cannot see the waiting room. Maybe Vandana, we can. Namaskar, Vandana. Hello, Vandana. Can you hear us?
Hello. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Vandana. So just if you can share your name and from which country you are from?
I am Vandana Sankar. I am from Mauritius. I
Okay.
live at demystify.
Okay, very nice. So is it the first time you're coming to a SSRF live stream?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so Vandana, you can ask your questions.
Yes, I had a question about myself. I since the past 2 years, I have become more interested in spirituality. When I started practicing, but I have one question about my husband who doesn't believe in all that, who doesn't practice, and there's a lot of things that are not spiritual. I wanted to know if this is going to impede in my spiritual growth or not.
So that's very nice, Vandana, you are doing spiritual practice. Just by curiosity, which spiritual practice you are doing?
I have been doing rituals for since last year. When
Okay.
I became interested in praying Krishna, I started reading Bhagavad Gita. When I don't know how I became curious about wanting to know more. When I wanted to come again on the website because some few years back I came across some articles, but when I wanted to come again, I couldn't. I forgot about the name. So for some time I wanted to search, but I didn't come. I didn't get the website. It's only in December last year. I don't know how the website came back again. And when I started looking at it, reading all the articles, but it didn't cross my mind to actually contact people on the website. But it is only recently that I have started doing the spiritual practice according to the guidelines that is written on the website.
Okay, that's very nice, Vandana, that you felt the desire from inside to start spiritual practice, and your question is actually your husband is not inclined towards spirituality, but you feel, will it stop my spiritual growth? So actually, no. Actually, you can progress, even though your husband may not be inclined towards spirituality. You can still make spiritual progress, and we have many seekers at SSRF. Sometimes we have couples, so of course when a couple or in the family member they practice spirituality, it is easier, but sometimes there is only one who practice spirituality. So because see, ultimately we're an individual, no? We are born alone, we die alone. Whatever we are with our family member, it is destiny. But actually spiritual practice help us to transcend destiny, to grow spiritually. So answer, Vandana, is if you practice uh, spirituality and there is desire from inside, then you can make progress regardless of the situation and circumstances. Of course, sometimes there are environment which is more conducive or more easier, but it is possible to make progress.
Okay.
And just to share, Vandana, also that for you to know about SSRF now, what we have live chat where people, it's a 24 hours, and we have seeker from all over the world who take shift to answer questions. So we can ask questions all the time, or we have those online satsang that is free of charge. So you are welcome if you want, if you would like to learn about spirituality, you can make seeker same like you, and then it is every week for an hour to an hour and a half, where you can ask questions, where you can learn some steps that you can put into practice. So everyone is welcome, and you are welcome also, Vandana.
Thank you.
So we'll paste in the chat the satsang. Do you have another questions?
Yes, the
Okay.
family which I got married, there's a lot of ups and downs. And also, since ever I got married, I don't know why my mother-in-law doesn't like me at all. Despite what I listen to her, I do everything what she wants, but things are not going very well between me and her. And I don't know what to do because she has resorted to even doing black magic on me. So I don't know if it is my destiny that I am undergoing all this, or should I protect myself or just bear with it? I don't know what to do about this.
Yes, in Mauritius, this aspect of black magic is common, but just to share, see, when you practice spirituality, but there is one step of spiritual practice that protects you is chanting called, maybe you know it, maybe through the name of Namjap or Namasmaran. It is repeating God's name in the mind. So what you can do, you can repeat two chant. One is Shri Gurudev Datta. We'll paste also in the link and the link and the audio. And the second is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. It is Krishna. Actually, you are inclined about Krishna. So it is his divine name. So when you repeat the divine name in the mind, so that also creates a protective shield around you. So black magic actually cannot touch. So it will be, of course, whatever we may many only, but you can pray to God, you can pray for protections, and then you can chant in mind all the time, because chanting can be done anywhere, anytime. It can be done all the time.
Okay. Thank you.
It was nice you joined Vandana from Mauritius. It must be late at night now.
Yes, it is almost 9:30 p.m.
Oh, that's
Not
okay.
very
That's
late. Not
okay.
very late.
Okay, namaskar, Vandana.
Namaskar.
Namaskar. I hope to see you in our satsang.
Okay. Thank you.
Now we will continue. What I will do, I will take a question that we have received through the chat, and then after we will bring a new a new person to our. So Vandana, we bring you back to the waiting room, and you can continue to follow on YouTube or Facebook. Huh? So there is a question also from Rishikesh Bhagvat. You said, how we come to know we found the right guru? Actually, you have a couple of questions. Is it fine to have two or more gurus? And tell her what is the difference between guru and sadguru. Okay, so just you have a few questions. So we have about how come we found the right guru. So actually, see, ultimately, it's not like we search for gurus. The guru usually find us. We have done, there's articles that we have on the website. We have done also a live stream. So if you can look at the video, we will paste also the link so you can actually see the different point. And see, ultimately what happened, no? Whether we understand where we find the right guru or not, depend on our spiritual ability, or we can say spiritual level, or sixth sense also. So sometimes we may not be able really to understand whether we are finding the right guru or whether it is a wrong guru. But ultimately, what is for sure is when we practice spirituality as per the six basic principles, and we do it wholeheartedly, then whether at one point we follow a wrong guru, then the right guru will come in our life only automatically. And how we come to know is when we start making spiritual progress. If you practice spirituality under the right guru, we are bound to make progress. That means we'll start having spiritual experiences. We experience different experience, God's presence. But ultimately, initially, we may not be able to understand. But what we can do in our hand is practice spirituality. But practice spirituality not as per mind, not what I like, what I want. It's as per the basic principle. We'll paste an article also, so you can read this article as per the practicing spirituality as per the basic principle. And whether it is fine to have two guru, no. Usually we have one guru only. because otherwise what happens, it can be confusion, no, in guidance. Usually everyone has one proper guru, and then we are able to grow spiritually. See, what is a guru and sadguru? Just to understand the word sadguru, what it means. So there is, as per level, a person who is at reached 70% spiritual level is called a saint. Somebody who reach 80% is called sadguru, and somebody who reach above 90% is called paratpat guru. So all sadguru are saints only, but not all saints are gurus. I will just repeat again, just to say, see, all guru are saints, but not all saints are gurus. So actually the number of real guru in today's time are very less in numbers. We also have an article that explains quite in detail how to find your guru. So you can read that article. So you say you are in Russia, and what about that condition of war? So just to say, see, in today's time, no, we are in difficult time, and this has started also from the year we have seen for the past 1-2 years. So what we can do, see, everything happen as per our individual destiny as well as collective destiny. But we can chant, no, God is everywhere ultimately. God is in every country equally. So at that time, wherever we are, we can pray to God, we can chant. Then God will protect us as per our individual or collective destiny. I will go back now. We can enter Ihani, Ihanji. We can go back to Namaskar, Eonji. Hello, Eonji. Can you hear us? Yes, it is muted. You can unmute yourself, or we will unmute you. You are muted. If you can unmute yourself. Hello,
Hello.
Eonji. Hello.
Yeah, good day. Good evening.
Good evening, Eonji. So your name is Eonji, and from where you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
Nigeria, okay. So it is what time there? From which city in Nigeria?
It says 6:24 p.m.
Okay. In which city you are?
It said?
In which city you are in Nigeria?
Okay. Oh, I'm in Anugu.
Okay. Okay, so Ianji, if you can share your questions.
Okay. I have let's say 2 questions I want to ask. But firstly, it's about just give me a moment, sir. My question is how do you handle all the challenges, let's say, facing the world today? I mean, so many things have been coming up. People are no more safe. You know, so many things, and it's bothering me a lot. So I really want to
say, if I
Hello?
understood properly, Angie, if I understood properly, you say how, in a way, to handle all those challenges and what is happening today also in the world, no?
Yes. And another thing, the second question goes like this. My concern is about, let's say, the world being, everyone living in peace. Let's all these, the war and all those, let everything end.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's actually a very noble aim And I think everybody wish for that. Also, we all want the world to be in peace and experience happiness and this peace. So just ANGC, we have actually, I think yesterday or today, we have also made a post on Facebook about world peace. And what can we do? Because actually we can do something. What we can do is actually change ourselves. If we try to grow spiritually, change, or we become more positive, then ultimately more people change. Then this entire place, or we can say where we are, this will change. So that's why it is, we can't change what is happening everywhere in the world, but we can start with ourselves. And so if you change yourself, Yanni, then what two things happen when we grow spiritually? We become more an observer. So we are not affected by what we read on news, what we see. And the second is positivity start coming out from you. Then you start speaking to others. Then others become more positive. And because you are more positive, you are able to do something. You are able to help others. But first we have to change ourselves. Now we have to make our mind calm. We have to make our mind more positive.
Okay, okay.
And for that, what we can do is we have to work on ourselves. Means chanting God's name is one, because it can be done anywhere, anytime. And the second is we can overcome anger within us. We can overcome expectations. We can, so that we can, it is called overcoming defect of personality. It is something, it is not easy, but it is something that a tool that we offer in our satsang that is free of charge, but it is, you learn how to, ultimately, we are the owner of our mind only. No one can overcome your anger but yourself only. So you are welcome to join our satsang and learn those techniques. And then you can do it yourself and tell others and people that you meet. Because after that, you can help others, no? That is the best thing that you can do. If everybody starts behaving properly, then we will stay in a better place, in a better world.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, Angie.
Okay. I want to ask again. How often would this continue to be? I mean, continue to run? You know.
Sorry, can you say again?
I mean, will this kind of interaction continue to come based on maybe as in using the Zoom to interact more often?
No, I can't. You say, are we using the Zoom often, you mean? I did not follow.
I mean, how often would this be based on interacting through Zoom?
Apologies, I'm not able to follow your questions. Oh, you mean how often we have this question answer session, you mean?
Yes, yes.
Oh, see, okay, understood. Usually we try to have it once in a month or once in 2 months.
Okay.
So if you follow us, you can always also register online and you can receive, because what we do, we send a newsletter, a free newsletter of our event when we have new articles, when we have live stream, that you receive some reminders.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, and good evening in Nigeria. See, actually, you know, if you look at Angie, what potential you have now. If you are from that country in Nigeria, then you can tell people from that country only. People from your people. You can tell them about spirituality, spiritual practice. But first, we should make progress. We should grow spiritually.
Okay.
Okay, namaskar, Angie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. Okay, we'll go back now to our questions that we have on the chat. So one is from Anna Bak. You said, thank you for the guidance. You have been using the chant of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya and you feel a great spiritual well-being. And you love how chants for peace. Okay. That's actually, it's a nice comment from, it's a positive, nice comment from Anna. Thank you, Anna. Actually, I will take from Laura. Will such a sport as Jiu-Jitsu be recommended in parallel with spiritual practice? Or other type of spiritual, I will say, or other type of sport activity like Qigong, or yoga? So Laura, see, to understand about what you call Jiu-Jitsu or Qigong or yoga. So it helps more at a physical level, and it helps also at the mind level to some extent. We also make an article about how yoga helped me to grow spiritually. See, because I will just explain, we are combined of gross body and subtle body. So we have the gross body, the mind. Mind is actually a subtle body, as well as the intellect or ego is also a subtle body. And to grow spiritually is to purify all those bodies. So to purify the physical body is easier, just to eat well, vegetarian food, let's say, or sports like yoga, pranayama, is breathing technique, or Qigong will help to a great extent to purify the physical body. But when it comes to purifying the mind, then Qigong yoga will help to some extent. But to purify intellect, ego, as well as the super casual ego, that it may not be possible. So to really, but we can combine. See, in SSRF also, we can do physical exercise to maintain the body, to purify the body, have vegetarian diet or Jiu-Jitsu. And then we can also purify our mind by chanting God's name, by also trying to overcome our anger, our jealousy, envy, insecurity. Actually, Qigong or yoga we cannot overcome anger, no, with just doing yoga or Jiu-Jitsu. It will not go. It may help us to express our anger, not Jiu-Jitsu, and to hit something, but it will not free us from that anger. So that's why practice spirituality or working on overcoming defects such as anger, which is common in everyone. I just take as an example. So that's why, Laura, it is okay to practice such sport or activity, but if you combine also with more subtle type of spiritual practice, and progress is faster. Okay, we'll go back now to, I think, Kalapa. We can enter Kalapa also. We have few of our curious who are in the waiting room, waiting. Gratitude all of you to be waiting there in the waiting room. Hello, Kalapa. Good evening.
Hello, Namaskar, Gurudev. Namaskar,
Hello,
Sadhguru.
Kalapa. Hello.
I'm in Bangalore, sir.
Okay, from Bangalore.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Bangalore is from India. I'm just sharing for the one who are listening to us. So, Kalapa, if you can share your questions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I come to know SSRF in 2016. Are you here, sir?
We can hear you.
Sir. I come to know SSRF in 2016 only. Some days after, some days I cut off with this. My everything, what I earn, what I learn, no, it lost some days. Then I have to start zero only.
So, what is your questions? Apology, I could not follow exactly. If you can repeat your questions.
When what you earn, no, what you learn, no, it lost.
Okay, you mean what you learned about spiritual practice, you lost it, is it?
Yeah. And also in financial, what I earn, no, that lost.
Okay, what you learned, you lost. Okay, so in what you do, you lose, whether it is practicing or earning money, whatever you are getting, you are losing.
Okay.
Is it your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
understood. So, see, Kalapa, just to understand now what happened today in this life, whether we become graduate or whether we earn something or whether we get married or whether we lose things or whether we lose money or things around us, mainly happen because of destiny. So that is one important aspect that is part of our life. And a second aspect also can happen when we encounter a lot of problem in life. It can be financial loss or marital problem, different type of problems that come. It can be also called because of Pitudosh, it is called problem caused by departed ancestors. So here, Kalapa, what you can do, we recommend at SSRF to repeat the divine name of Shri Gurudev Datta. It is about Dattatreya, because it has this aspect of God who helps from the problem caused by departed ancestors and also problems that we face caused by a departed ancestor. It's also part of our destiny. So of course, it is not only, sometimes it is just destiny. So practicing spirituality help us to nullify our destiny. But to understand that, see, we should practice spirituality. It is okay. We come to spirituality because we have problems and we want to overcome them. But just to understand that by practicing spirituality, it is just to not overcome problem, but actually is to make spiritual progress and experience the God principle in oneself and with around us also. But what you can start, we will be pasting in the chat the divine name of Shri Gurudev Datta. So you can start repeating around 2 to 3 hours per day. You can do it sit down with concentrations, or you can do it when you commute also or during activity. You can listen to the audio initially and do it for some time and it's not like also not to expect that now I'm chanting for 1 week, nothing has happened, because it may take time. It depends for everybody, intensity of the ancestor problem or the destiny factor is for everyone different. So, but important is we should practice, and because ultimately it helps us. So you may experience some result in some days, some weeks, but ultimately for problem to go, it may take some time, but after that you may experience some calmness also, or some more, you become more stable. So if you can try that, Kalpa, and you're also welcome to join our satsang, or you can always, after that we are practicing, if you have a question, you can always come to our online satsang, or as well you can contact us on our live chat.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Gurudev. Thank you, Gurudev.
You know, but because you are from India, no? So you must be knowing about Shri Gurudev Datta or Dattatreya.
I am already chanting Shri Gurudeva Datta and Kuladevata.
Okay, but how much you are chanting?
Around 3-4 hours per day.
Oh, very good. With concentration?
With concentration, sir. In concentration.
Okay, that's good. Then continue, huh? That's a good thing. You are able to
I believe in Paraspar Guru. Gurudev only come to know this happened.
Okay. So,
Gurudev, by grace.
Good evening, Kalpa from Bangalore.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. I will continue and I will go. Thank you, Kalpa. We will continue now with the questions of Parul Tugnet, that is from the chat. Huh? You say, I was practicing spirituality by way of chanting. I stopped about 4 years back actively practicing because of being overwhelmed at birthing process and postpartum complications. So just not to pass well, okay. How to start back chant during activity a few minutes at night. Okay, I understand, Parul. So you used to practice spirituality and you stopped for 4 years and you restarted now. And see, it is how to start back now. Now you say you are chanting few minutes at night. So what you can do to make it easier, chanting is an easy step. So you can start also in the morning if you can, few minutes, let's say 5 minutes. So instead of doing at night, because at night the negativity is more in the atmosphere, so it may be more difficult to concentrate. But of course, you may have a heavy schedule or working. So what you can try to do a few times a day, in morning and during the few times, if you can try to chant 5 minutes. So if you do it, let's say 4 or 5 times a day, then it becomes half an hour. But what else you can do is wherever you are, whether it is your home or car, or when you are commuting, you can listen to the audio. So you can put the audio in low tone in your house, playing in low tones, and the chants keep going. And especially at night also, because it gives a protective shield. And you can try increasing step by step. So initially, now you say few minutes. So if you do it 4 times, 3 times, 5 minutes per day, become 20 minutes. Then let's say after you try to increase by 10 minutes. So like that stepwise, and then we can chant, because chanting can be done anywhere, anytime. Huh? So whether you do it sit down concentration, and then you try to increase during the day also. And what you can do, if it is possible for you, to try to come to our online satsang that we have. It is every week. Huh? Every week, everyone is welcome. It is an hour to an hour and a half durations. So you can listen, we can participate. So that also give a boost in our spiritual practice or spiritual journey, because we are not alone. We learn from others. We realize that others may have same obstacle like me. So we learn also how to tackle it. So Parul, you are welcome to join our satsang. But it is nice that you are starting practicing spirituality again. Now we'll go to Vaibhavi. I don't remember. Guillaume, just to see the ones that has been, we can remove them, not to be in waiting room. Huh? No, Vaibhavi already started, no?
Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar, Vaibhavi. From where you from?
Yeah.
Vaibhavi, sorry, we could not hear you. If you can say again, from where you from?
Goa, India. Goa.
Goa, India. From Goa, India. Okay. So, Vaibhavi, like, what is your question?
Sadhguru, I am facing with a health problem since last 6-7 months. Suddenly my head gets spins anywhere. Body gets tired, feeling nervousness, gets angers, and not able to concentrate on Nam Jap and my studies. I am in 12th standard, Sadhguru.
Okay. But you went to visit doctor. Did you see doctors?
Yeah, I see doctor, but the problem was not getting clear.
Okay.
It's
But you are
getting
still
worse at night time only.
at night only. It is increasing more at night.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you spoke to your parents to go maybe to see more doctors?
No, but when I chant no, that time my it's get not paining.
Oh, it's not paining. When you chant, it's not paining.
Yeah.
Understood. So see, Vaibhavi, it is what we recommend now. It is important that whatever physical symptom you have, to see doctors. So, okay, doctors say it's not clear, but try to go again, see whether there is any physical problem. Because see, there are problem can be of three levels: physical, psychological, and spiritual. So usually what happens is we should try to see what is the root cause of the problem. Often what can happen if the problem doesn't go despite best treatment, or when you do chanting, like you say, and problems subside. So it can be that root cause of the problem can be spiritual in nature. So at that time, you can pray to God, you can pray to God, you can do some different healing remedy, like salt water remedy, box therapy. We'll paste in the chat. This is a box using Akash Tattva. And that helps us. Akash is ether element. It has the ability to pull out the black energy or the negative vibrations affecting us. And chanting. So which chant you are doing by Bhavi?
Shri Gurudeva Datta and Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
But how many hours per day?
Sadhguru,
Oh,
I take that salt water bath. No, from that my head was not paining. I am feeling well. When I do spiritual practice, no, that time for this month I am not getting too much pain like
oh,
when
no,
I start spiritual.
that is good, Vaibhav. VC. That's why you can try to. How many hours you chant Shri Gurudev Datta and Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya?
Half hour. I will increase, Guru Sadhguru.
No, that is okay. But how many hours per day?
1 hour.
Both.
But sir, at
Ah,
this period, no, because of exam, I can't chant.
understand. Yeah, yeah. No, see what you can do, Vaibhavi, is you can play the divine, like I shared before, not to that other person. You can play the divine name in background. You can download for free on the website. We post, or you
Yes,
can
I
take it
have
from YouTube also.
Chaitanya Vani. I have app.
Okay.
Sanatan. Yeah.
But what you can do, Vaibhavi, you can play the divine. See, when you study now, you can play the divine name in low tone when you sleep also. So that will give you a protective shield. And then you can pray to God. And then chanting can come. See, actually, initially we feel I can chant only, and then I cannot do intellectual activity. But actually, it is possible. So you can try. You do your study, you try to chant more. And then you also try to see doctors. You speak to your parents and see whether some more checkup should be done. But it's a good thing you are doing chanting, but try to increase chanting. And you can do nyas also. Nyas is a mudra. And then you can
Oh,
put in the Anya chakra here, or in the heart chakra. Or wherever you experience pain, at that time you do the nyas and you do chanting.
Sadhguru, I went to a Jyotishi and he tell me that you have a graha bada like that, graha problem. Because
Oh.
of that, this is happening. And what from he told no. From that, I was not getting pain and all.
That's why you do those more, you go to checkup, but you do more spiritual healing remedy, more chanting. See, Shri Krishna,
Okay.
they're everywhere now. God is far more powerful than any
Yes.
negative energy.
Yes.
Then, no bhav, chanting with bhav,
Yes.
with spiritual emotion. Then you can pray to God, no? With more spiritual
Yes.
emotion. It
Sadhguru,
is
I
late,
am
no?
in next week of April. I am going to give board exam. I want your blessing, Sadhguru.
No, no. See, blessing we don't give. No, I don't give blessing. I cannot give blessing. And in exam, no, if you study, then you pass. If you study nicely, then you don't need
Yes.
blessing. No,
Yes.
it is very late. No, in
Thank
India,
you.
it must be More than 12 only.
Yes.
So you should go to bed now. Namaskar, bye
Thank you.
bye.
Namaskar.
Namaskar. Okay. Very nice. We have actually she went to an astrologer and this is what she was sharing. She went to an astrologer which she had the problem of due to planet positions. Like that in India there is this vast knowledge of what we call also Jyoti. So okay, from Amin Ali, I'll go back to your questions. You said, should I stick to just one mantra, or it is okay to chant different mantras throughout the day? For instance, I chant the Hare Krishna mantra and Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya when doing meditation. So Amin Ali, see, ultimately it depends. No? In SSRF, what we recommend for those who start spirituality, because there is a common problem that people may have. Is problem caused by departed ancestors. So everybody is affected more or less today, some mild, medium, or severe. If it's mild, we may not be aware because we feel the problem is common, what we are experiencing. When it is severe, it is very easy to diagnose that something is wrong. That's why we recommend at least to chant this chant for 1 to 2 hours per day. And the rest of the day to do one chant. So you are doing this Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya or Hare Krishna is okay, you can see. After that, we can do as per the chant we are connected, means as per our religion of birth. So, or if we are not as per our religion of birth, ultimately we suggest in today's time, see what happened, we are in Kali Yuga. And today's negativity is predominant. That's why we recommend also this divine name of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, because the name, form, and energy coexist. Huh? So when we repeat just the divine name, we imbibe most of that divine principle. I think I will go now to Mahendran. We'll invite Mahendran in our platform. Hello, Mahendran, you can unmute yourself, or we will unmute you so you can share.
Namaskaram, Sadhguruji. Thank you so much. My name is Mahendran.
Namaskar, Mahendran. From where are you from?
I'm speaking from London, in Wembley in London, United Kingdom. I'm originally from South India, Chennai. I speak Tamil.
Okay. Since how many years you live in London?
About 30 years.
30 years. Oh, that's a
yeah.
long time.
Yes.
So you can ask your question, Mahendran.
Thank you, Sadhguruji. I have a chronic problem. So basically, I feel exhausted all the time. I feel so exhausted that I'm unable to do anything much, even though I have a full-time job and career. I fall asleep during the day if I just sit quietly. And I did consult the doctors, and there is a syndrome called chronic fatigue syndrome, though it's not recognized in the medical world. And but they have diagnosed me to have sleep apnea, so that explains some of it. So basically, my sleep gets interrupted quite a lot. My sleep patterns are affected because of that. Okay, and because of this, I find it really hard to actually do spiritual practice the way I want to, because I fall asleep while meditating or while chanting mantras. I did, and my life feels stuck actually, and that's another problem. I'm not able to have a satisfying career or income source and things like that for whatever reason, and I keep I keep postponing things or procrastination, that sort of thing. Okay. I have consulted astrologers, I've consulted healers, I've consulted a lot of people, but I'm not going anywhere. I feel so confused, restless, and anxious.
And was it a problem you are experiencing?
Yes. Main problem is tiredness, chronic fatigue. I feel exhausted by the time I finish work, and I have no motivation to do anything. I like to keep fit, but I can't do any exercise or go to the gym. It just blocks me.
Okay. And skin problem or
I do
other
have eczema. It keeps flaring up now and then.
Oh, you have eczema?
Yeah. Just last month was really intense. It was all over the body, and I had to use steroid creams and everything. It didn't help much, but eventually it settles. But still, I feel the effects now and then.
So what happened, Mahendran, as you share all the different symptoms and problems that you are facing, as well that you tried, you went to doctors, they are share that you experiencing those problems that are not actually recognized by the medical world. You tried different things that didn't work out so far. So I think again the same thing, problem that we experience, whether it is physical, psychological, or spiritual. And here I think the root cause of the problem may be spiritual in nature and more due to ancestor or negative energy. So sometimes in ancestor problem or negative energy can cause different problems. So you may know the word called pranshakti, that's called the energy we have. So it is depleted. So ancestor or negative can reduce your energy. So you don't have energy to function. What negative energy also do we had? Presented some papers with the University of Spirituality about sleep disorders. And very often 60% or to 70% of the sleep disorders is actually caused by negative energy. Because what they want to do now, they just interferes in the sleep. So it can be of different problem. Nightmare, sleep paralysis, it can be sleepwalking, it can be sleep apnea. So people don't get proper sleep. Because sleep is for what? Sleep is to rejuvenate. So what happens is it disrupts sleep. We are not able to get back energy. No? So they disrupt at this level also. Then you don't have energy to function. So you don't have energy to fight also. Eczema, we have some case study on our website. We have actually many case studies on our website. We have also some video you can look. One is the life of Samir Sangha from Canada, who suffered from very severe eczema for many years, since child actually. And with this chanting and spiritual practice, it has subsided to a very great extent, where he can have more novel, like normal life. So of course, it is also part of destiny, Mahendran, but what you can do is recommend this Shri Gurudev Datta. If you can start chanting Shri Gurudev Datta at least 3 hours per day, you can play it also in low tone in your house, especially at night when you sleep, leave it on 24 hours. When you commute in London or maybe bus or subway, you can listen just to the divine name and try to repeat in mind if you can. Of course, at work may not be possible, but try to repeat in mind. And what we also, you can try to also repeat the divine name of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya if you can. But when you feel exhausted and you feel no energy at all, at that time you can repeat Om Ganapataye Namaha. It is actually Ganesh principle because it has that ability to help to increase the energy within oneself. But you can chant only for half an hour. At that time when you don't have any energy, you can repeat this divine name of Om Ganapataye Namaha. You can contact us, Mahendran. We can also email you the exact way how to say it. For the Shri Gurudev Datta, you can download the audios that we have on the website. And what you can try also, Mahendran, you can see we have also some self-healing remedy Depending on your eczema, you can see whether you can put your feet in salt water and do the salt water remedy. It's like immerging your feet in a bucket for around 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, because it has that ability to absorb the negative vibrations that is in us or with around us. And you can try also this box therapy or incense also. So like that, or as well, when you chant, you can try this nyas, and you can do in your Ajna chakra, mid-broad chakra, as well as the heart chakra. It's 1 centimeter above plexus. It is not the heart chakra, it is in center, 1 centimeter above plexus. So of course, it's a matter of time, Mahendra. It may take some time, but you may experience some changes, and don't hesitate to really contact us on live chat or come to satsang, because if you have any questions about what you are experiencing using those remedies, we can always help. And if you come to our satsang also, we have seekers who also experience different problems, because sometimes, see, we feel alone. We feel I am the only one suffering. But actually, usually what happens in society, we don't say I have sleep apnea, or I have eczema, or I have this, I have low energy. We don't say to others. But actually, we have our live chat. We have seen many people suffering from sleep disorders. It is more than what we think. So Mahendra, to keep courage and just to understand that if you practice sincerely, it is possible to overcome. I invite you to read also our case study on our website. We have a multitude of different case studies who have become free from different problems because they were caused by actually negative energy or ancestor problem.
Thank you, Sadhguruji. And it's just one more comment based on that. I have been told by some spiritual people that all my chakras are completely blocked. There's actually no energy flowing either way. And also, in my personal experience, I noticed that I'm always breaking things or things fall off my hand. I don't know whether it is to do with this, but it's always there. Even today, I dropped my laptop and it broke. Things like that. So I will continue with I will start the practices you have suggested diligently and see how it goes. Thank you so much.
Just Mahendra, to share about chakras. Actually, all our chakras are dormant. They are not active. They start getting activated when we grow to a higher level. And what negative energy will do? They will attack the chakras. They will block the chakra because they don't want the energy flow to pass. So that's why when you chant, you do this mudra. It's called nyas. And you press it in the mid-broad chakra and the heart chakra.
Okay. So with both hands, yeah?
Both hands. You can do with both hands, but if your shoulder is paining or if you don't have pain, then you can do one hand only and then change after some time.
Okay, sir. And one more thing, I have been practicing spiritual healing for quite a few years. And do you think it's worth continuing? Because they do. We do say prayers to protect ourselves and we root ourselves and things like that. But we do provide remote healing for people, spiritual healing.
You are doing
energy healing, yeah. We do it as a group.
See, here I wanted to share Mahendra is about healing now. When you do healing on others, this is what we share in SSRF. That's why we promote self-healing. Because when you start doing healing on others or others done healing on you, there is a risk. There is a risk of getting affected by negative energy. Until and unless our spiritual level is very high, or we are protected by a spiritual master, real guru, then the chance in today's time to be affected is almost 90%. because the spiritual dimension is beyond our capacity, or negative energy is so powerful that they can affect us, they can even disguise themselves in positive. And what we have seen very often, somebody who practice Reiki, pranic healing, or heal, such type of healing, initially are okay. After they have started doing that, either they started practicing or they were getting Reiki done on them or healing done on them, they started to face problem after 6 years or 6 months or 1 year. They started to have problems. So we recommend not to do healing. In your state and condition, you cannot heal others and you will not get healed also.
Okay, Sadhguruji, I take your advice. I'll stop doing that.
Because otherwise what happened? You do some healing for yourself, and when you try to do healing on others, then negative energy can affect you.
Can others do healing on me?
Better not. Until and
Okay.
unless. That's why we recommend self-healing.
Okay.
As I shared before, either you are doing healing or somebody does healing on you, the chance to be affected is very high.
Mhm.
Because you will not know whether the person is affected or not. So they can affect you through this medium.
Okay.
So if you want to get cured, then you should stop healing. You should not get healing. You can do self-healing.
Okay. Like how you suggested by chanting.
The chance you cannot get affected by any sources. It's only self-healing, and it is with the element, salt water. This is your fingers, chanting
Yeah.
God's name. It is a God's name, God's energy box. It is a Akash, Ita principle.
Okay. Thank you, Sadhguruji.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
I will continue. There is a question from Ash. You said, I am very stressed and anxious. I've been dealing a lot with bad energy encircling me since many years. I need help and support, please. So ask you about feeling no presence of negative energy surrounding you. So same thing, see, ultimately chanting God's name, because when we chant God's name, it is not our energy, it is God's energy. There is one principle in spirituality: name, form, and energy coexist. So when you repeat a divine name, you attract that divine energy within you. And then this acts as a protective shield. But it takes time to create a protective shield. See, if we don't have protective shield now and we are affected, it is very easy for negative energy to affect us. So slowly, we have to turn from being affected to become more normal, stable, and then we are able to become positive. So you can, as I shared before, not to Mahendran, you can do the chants, Shri Gurudev Datta, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You can do the self-healing remedy also. And all of you, if you want to learn more about spiritual practice and whether whatever you are doing is correct, you can come on our satsang. We have seekers who are practicing spirituality for many years, and we are willing to help you in those satsang. And you can learn also from seekers' efforts. I will take now, there is a question again from the waiting room. It is from Mandy Paul. Hello, Mandy. If you can unmute yourself and then you can ask your question. Huh?
Hello.
Hello, is it Mandy?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mandy. From where are you from?
I'm from Lancashire in the United Kingdom.
Okay, in UK also. Okay, so welcome, Mandy. You can ask your question. Huh?
Yes, I've done mantra now for 10 years, and I have I've done teaching mantra also. And sorry, yes.
If you can ask again, Mandy, if you can rephrase your questions, I could not hear it too well.
Okay.
I can't hear you. We can mute. We will continue now. Presently, Mandy will come back to you. Huh? We'll come back to you. We have some small technical problem, so I will continue with some question and we'll come back to you after some time, Mandy. So I have another question from Koshal Kishore.
My question is, which mantra is the best for autistic people?
Okay. Now we can hear you, Mandy. So you said you were actually teaching mantra, is it? You have done mantra for 10 years and you were teaching mantras. And you asked, your question is, which is the best mantra for autistic people? Is it correct? Can't hear, no? Okay. Okay, we'll wait. We'll continue and come back later to Guillaume, to Mandy. You can put outside of the waiting. Yeah? We'll come back to you, Mandy. Some technical problem out there. So you said from Koshal, you said, I lost my brother last week. He was 36 years. He suffered a lot. He died holding my hand. I cannot understand why he was taken away at such a young age. How can I know if his soul is at peace? So Koshal Kishore, we are very sorry for your loss, and we can understand, of course, that because at such a young age and your brother. So see what happened, being born, when we are born and when we die, it is completely as per destiny. It is 100% destiny. We don't choose. So this happened as per destiny only. And what is important to know if his soul is at peace is depending on how he was, what happened. More important is to understand is after the person go in the afterlife, depending on their spiritual level or capacity, and they are born again. So they can continue their journey in the afterlife. So what we recommend, Koshal, is what you can do to help your brother and to help yourself. If you can chant the divine name of Shri Guru Dev Datta, if you can tell also your parents, your family, because all your family that is close related to your brother, by chanting this divine name of Shri Guru Dev Datta, can help him to continue his journey in the afterlife. Because see, what can happen is when a person dies, they have still bound to us, or they are still bound to us, and they are still bound to our family members to some extent. So they can be attached to us or stuck to us. So through that, what happens, they can come to us, but we want, in a way, and they can like trouble us also, because see, they don't know, and we can't understand. So they come from one way or another. It can be through dreams. Some of you, if I just to ask, it's the same, something that happen is people see in their dreams somebody who have departed. So that is a sign that the person is actually stuck in another world. So what you can do, that's why Koshal, or if the person are experiencing something similar, you can repeat this divine name, because this divine name will help to actually help him to continue his journey, and as well for you, create a protective shield around you and your family members. And the best way things we know or can help, if they continue the journey in the afterlife, that is the best thing, because then they have the chance to come back again. There is another question from Tassim Shetty. Say, how do we join satsang sessions? And you have two questions. And how do we know that our chanting is being done spiritually or mechanically? So just to how to join satsang session, Tasmin will paste the link in the chat, so you can just join. We have this orientation satsang where we have you meet our seekers, we explain to you about how it goes with the satsang, and then you will receive a link where you can join. So everyone who is interested can join. We'll paste the link so you can register. And how we know if our chant is done spiritually or mechanically? So that is a good question, actually. See, ultimately what happened, we should chant. It is how chanting works. Is when we chant, initially we chant mechanically. So repeating God's name in our mind create an impression in our subconscious mind. And when that impression start growing more and more in our subconscious mind, then it becomes automatic. This is where we come to know when it is. So ultimately, we should not worry. We should just chant only. And then later, you start getting spiritual experiences that you feel chanting is happening during sleep, like while sleeping, or you feel chanting is opening automatically from within. Or when you chant, you feel calm, or you feel something different, like blissful. Or you feel less thoughts is becoming, you're feeling more stable. So that means that at that time, the chanting is working. It's working actually. Initially, it is mechanical, but the experience will show you that actually is a benefit of chanting. We'll try to go back to Mandy. Maybe we'll invite Mandy again. Hello, Mandy. Maybe if you can hear, if you can say again your questions, because we had problem before. Hello, Mandy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You can ask your question again, Mandy.
Okay. Which mantra is the best for autistic people?
Okay, so actually, Mandy, that is about which mantra or which chant is recommended for somebody with autistic. So actually, what we have, I invite you also, Mandy, will paste in the chat. We have articles where we have explained about mental illnesses, and we explain that sometimes problem goes at mental level. It can be seen as, I will come back again, Mandy, what we say problem can be at physical, psychological, or spiritual. If problem doesn't go despite bad treatment, it can be the root cause, can be spiritual. And there are some problems such as autistic, or we have OCD, or there are different mental disorders. And at that time, quite often, the root cause can be spiritual in nature, even though there may be some physical or psychological factors. But often what we have seen is when a person, we have different case study on our website, and myself also, I met some seekers who is very nice. He has what we call Asperger's syndrome, and that is a low case of different problem. And actually, when we chant God's name, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, it is that divine name actually helped to reduce in a way, the activity, the mind, the mind become more calm, more stable. So what we recommend is divine name of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, or the Om also. I don't know if you know about Om. It is also something that helps for mind problem. We have articles on our website about chants for health, different chants that we provide for different health problem. So it is good to some actually doctors that we have met also are telling others we can change that chant, and when we combine, we can say like medicine, or we can say we combine also psychological treatment along with repeating the divine name, like this mantra of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya and Home, that it really helps the person to become more stable, more calm, and sometimes if the problem is not severe, it can be overcome also. So Mandy, I invite you also to read our article of Chants for Health, where you will find maybe a lot of different chants.
Yes.
And you can download, Mandy, you will paste the link in the chat, so you can download. You can play it low tone to somebody you know that may have a different problem, because there are different. It can be autistic, it can be OCD, so it helps because it's really we have many I invite you to read also our case study on the website. And don't hesitate, Mandy, if you have any question of that type on our live chat, or if you want, you can always, if you want some seeker to speak to you, if you want to know more, we can also give you contact separately, and we can, of course, come back to you. So have a good day or a good evening, Mandy, in UK. Is it okay, Mandy?
Yes, that's okay. I'd love to join the group if I can.
Yeah, we'll paste the link in the chat. Huh?
Yes, I've sent a message in the chat.
Okay, you're welcome. We go back now to a question from Gabriel William. You say, I think my physical obesity and schizophrenia is our creators. A way of giving me spiritual trial in some way. Can this be true? So actually, Gabriel, see, whatever problem we are experiencing in life, and whether the person has physical problems or mental problem that you are experiencing, it's actually our destiny. We are born today again and again in a difficult time. It's called Kali Yuga. So everyone in today's time, many people have experienced different problems. So it is actually, we have created our own destiny. But God is merciful. So Gabriel, what you can do is practice spirituality. And then it is one way to reduce or erase our destiny. See, we are aware of which destiny we have experienced up to today, but we don't know what destiny is waiting for us tomorrow. And we have seen also different seekers who are practicing spirituality, then they experience that some of the destiny started to become less, to become, it depends, huh? Everybody destiny or intensity of destiny is different. And you have a question, you say, what would you say is really happening to someone who is diagnosed as schizophrenia because they see, feel, and hear things that are not seen by others, aka hallucinated? See, when it comes to schizophrenia or having hallucinations, so often what we recommend is to follow treatment of therapy by psychologists, and of course they may be giving also treatment, but as well we recommend to chant, because quite often problem caused where mental disorders are, the root cause is often can be caused by negative energy affecting a person. So at that time, it can be called like possession. So the person may have hallucinations, but we recommend, it is very important to follow treatment of therapy and follow it. And as well, doing the divine name, repeating the Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and to try self-healing techniques, just to understand also that in today's time, negativity is predominant, and I think everybody is experiencing more problems Those who used to experience years ago different problem, felt the problem came back or increased, is because now the negativity has in a way increased much more. And of course, Gabriela will recommend to see a psychologist, a psychiatrist, so to be able to follow the therapy. You say, you have another question, you say that people say your spirit and your soul are the same, and they use them interchangeably, but I think they are not the same. Can you please give me the difference between your spirit and your soul? This is correct, Gabriel. It is separate. See, the soul is a God principle within us. It's God only. It is this spark that is in everyone. And that is this divine principle. And our spirit, it is us. It is our mind, our intellect. And that is on what we are comprised of. We are comprised of the mind, we are comprised of the intellect with quality, defect. And that is our spirit. So and it is like within us. And practicing spirituality, what happened? It is to experience this God principle, the soul that is within us. But our mind, our spirits, our mind, our intellect, and our ego, unable to experience it because it covers us. We are just used to experience our mind and our intellect. So practicing spirituality helps us to actually experience that this soul within us. So we start actually slowly realizing that our mind, our intellect is separate, and this soul within us also is separate, and we experience from inside, and that is blissful. So it is correct, spirit and soul are separate, they are not the same. The soul is God only, the God principle. From Vedika Noor is a question. What is the reason for recurring issues? My husband has been in 4 car accidents in 2 years. Well, that's quite a lot, Vedika. So see what happened again, same thing. When something happened like that, usually it shows that problem can be, of course, destiny, but like that facing 4 accidents. So it can be of different, it can be because somebody may be doing black magic, or it can be because or problem caused by negative energy or ancestor problem or destiny. So that's why we recommend chanting God's name, praying to God for protection, but especially chanting God's name is the best way to protect us. And practicing spirituality helps to reduce also our destiny. So dear seekers, it's already an hour and a half. We are going, it is very nice that many of you had questions, but I invite you to, we will end for today's live stream, and I invite you because tonight at 9 p.m. EDT, there is also the same live stream. It will be conducted by His Holiness, Her Holiness Bhavna Shinde from USA. So you can come also and ask your question if they have not been answered. Or if you would like to participate as the other attendees who could ask their questions, it is never too late. You can always write to us to ask your question to us also. And just to share also that we will have a live stream that will be on the 2nd April. That is about our teenagers. It is share their unique perspective on anger and mistakes. It is they are speaking very freely from inside. There's just one moderator asking them questions, and they share what they feel from inside. It is spontaneous, so I invite you. That is on 2nd April at 3:30 p.m. as per Central European time. So, dear seeker, I hope you had a nice live stream, and then you learned from the different questions that everyone is asking. Many of you have similar questions, but I invite you also to continue asking your question on our live chat, or you can also join our online satsang. And of course, you can always help us and support us by also spreading the word of SSRF to our friends or about the website. Or if you also one way to support us, you can always donate online also. We'll paste the link in the chat. This is one way also to help us, so to continue spreading spirituality. So I wish you a good evening and blissful day and practice spirituality. Namaskar to everyone.